following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
It's Baby Snooks. Yes, Jello.
Welcome to WFMS 1290 on your AM dial. Proudly presents Theater Friendship Hour. And now our host, Mr. Andrew Tall.
As Mommy and friends of Baby Snooks, Jaden, Maria, Kayla, Ari, and me, Sophia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope your day has gone well. Today is June 18th, 1938. It was a beautiful day today, warm and sunny. My friend George and I decided to go fishing down at Fields Grove. We packed up some breakfast, stopped at Carl's for some bait and soda. We headed down South Main Street. He stopped by Poor Pierre's to check out the new waitress in the window. We got shooed off and kept walking down to the Grove. We got to the east side of the pond, and there were just a few fishermen out on the pond and a few families playing near the edge with their children. George and I looked around for a good spot, when we noticed a boat push up on the shore. Wow, what a find. We looked around, then we decided we would take it and go fish from the middle of the pond. We stowed our gear, pushed the boat out, George rowed out towards the middle, and we had a big surprise. Our feet started to get all wet. The next thing we knew, the boat was sinking. Here we are in the middle of the pond, and we decided to swim for it. We had to let all of our gear go and swam for the shore. We noticed there was a small group of people on the shore. Much to our surprise, they were all laughing at us. When we got to shore, a man stepped forward and shook his finger and said, here is a lesson, boys. Next time you steal a boat, check to see if there's a hole in it. And they all continued to laugh. That was our day at Fields Grove on this fine day.
Ooh, coffee. That hot aromatic wake-up treat. Nonsense coffee will make you want to dance into the streets. Pick up your feet and get your coffee, hot and sweet.
Another 5-minute mystery. A birthday party is going on at the Silks home. One of the guests, Mrs. Chakowith, pauses while eating her cake, saying,
This is the best birthday cake I've ever tasted, Susie.
Oh, really? Thank you.
I wish my cook Mary could do as well. Hey, it doesn't look like your husband appreciates it very much, though.
Oh my goodness, Sam, is my cooking that bad? Your head is on your plate. I guess he's fallen asleep. So sorry, everyone.
That's all right.
Sam, sit up. Sam, what's wrong?
Great guns, he's dead.
How do you do? I'm Sergeant Pickles, the Homicide Division, and this is one of my detectives, Miss Mona Yu. Where's the body?
Over there on the table. We didn't move him.
You might as well get comfortable. Mona, get the names of the guests. This will just take a little while. Is that all right? Peaceful, too. Who is Mrs. Sam Silk?
I am.
Sorry, Mrs. Silk, but would you mind telling me what's going on here?
I'm so shocked and upset. I don't know what to tell you or where to begin.
Well, you might want to start at the beginning.
Well, it's Sam's birthday, and I invited our friends over for a nice dinner and cake. I told everyone to be here at 7 p.m.
Okay, let's start with dinner. Mona is getting a list of the guests. What did you serve for dinner?
Well, we had soup first.
What kind of soup?
Beef barley with fresh mushrooms and the roast beef with baked potatoes and squash casserole. I served coffee and tea with his birthday cake, but I don't see how this means anything.
Just routine. Mrs. Silk, did Mr. Silk eat everything?
Yes. Yes, he did, and then he seemed to have fallen asleep when we were having his cake. I went over and tried to wake him. I found that he had a heart attack.
Yeah, that will be all for a few minutes, Mrs. Silk. We want to take a look around. Notice anything about the table, Mona?
No, Chief. I do not see anything amiss.
Neither do I. An orderly person, isn't she? Stack dishes after each course.
Yes, and here's silverware over here. Look, Chief. One of these soup spoons has turned black.
Black? Let me see that. The only spoon that's turned black, too. That's turned, too. Well, I'm beginning to think it was a heart attack or the perfect murder. But the silver spoon is evidence enough. Mrs. Silk?
Yes, Sergeant Pickles?
I'm sorry to break up your party, Mrs. Silk, but I am sure the guests won't mind.
This is terribly upsetting. All my guests are leaving.
Well, that's good, because I'm arresting you for murder. You are under arrest for the murder of your husband, Mr. Silk.
Do you know why Sergeant Pickles accused Mrs. Silk of murder? In a moment, we will hear the solution. But first...
Patty cake cookies are good to eat. They're a super duper yummy treat. Eat them when you're on the go and listening to the radio.
Patty cake cookies come in 5 delicious flavors. Pick some up today.
Patty cake cookies are good to eat. They're a super duper yummy treat. Eat them when you're on the go and listen to the radio.
A word from our sponsor. And now back to our story.
Sergeant Pickles, how did you know it was a homicide?
Well, Mrs. Silk took careful pains to wash the soup pans and soup dishes before she served the rest of the meal.
Yes, I saw that, but what did you see?
Mrs. Silk forgot one thing: to wash the silver soup spoons. What she didn't know was that an hour later, by the end of the dinner, the spoon her husband used to eat the mushrooms in his soup would give her away. She didn't know that toadstool turned silver black. Mrs. Silk almost committed the perfect murder, but she forgot to wash one spoon.
Lonely Hearts Club, huh? Dear Lonely Hearts Club, I'm writing to you because I want a sweetheart.
Gee, Henrietta, I wonder why Snooks asked us to wait for her here after school.
I don't know, Isabel. She hasn't spoken to me since my party last week.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of her either. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, yeah. What's that piece of paper she's waving?
So you think I can't get a boyfriend, huh, smarty?
What are you talking about, Snooks?
Well, read this letter. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, let's see.
See?
Darling Snooks, all my life I've waited for a girl like you, and now I've found you.
See?
Gee, that's a beautiful letter. It's so mushy. Who's it from?
From my boyfriend. Go ahead, Henrietta.
Needless to say, I'm the proudest man in the Des Moines City Hall, and I am the envy of all the other elevator operators.
So now who can't get a boyfriend?
I bet you wrote it yourself.
I did not. Here's the envelope, see?
Yeah, why? Snooks.
Now for the first time on the air, with us, the FMS singers, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Obviously, you must have lied to him. What? Who does he think you are?
The darling of the Cafe Society.
What? Where'd you get an idea like that?
From a magazine story?
Oh, I realize I can't expect you to sit home nights waiting for me. I don't mind a few casual friends. But who's this Tommy Manville you mentioned? Snooks!
It was...
Famous jumping man from out Chicago way. He had a poker style that no one else could play. He was the top man of his craft, but then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, unraveling. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. For his Uncle Sam, it really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The guy didn't seem to understand. Because next he's the cap, but underdrafted a band. And now the cotton jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. A two, he got a two. He blows it 8 to the bar. He boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. He makes the company jump when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
Who is he?
Timmy O'Brien. His father works in our shipping department.
Hello, Daddy.
Oh, hello, Snooks. I got a big surprise for you. Wait to hear who's coming to see you tonight.
Who?
Timmy O'Brien.
I've never heard of him.
Oh. Well, just wait till he flashes that big Irish smile at you. You'll melt. He's got the cutest grin and even white teeth. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Those teeth. I've never seen anything to compare with them.
You like him, Daddy?
I certainly do.
Then you go out with him.
Why, he sounds wonderful, Snooks. I may go out with him myself.
Have a good time.
Well, that must be Timmy now. I'll open it, Vera. Wait till you see that kid smile. It really gets...
Hello, good day. Aunt Sarah here. Today's show was brought to you by our favorite spry shortening. We have lots of things going on here today. My house is full of wonderful smells. I started a peach pie. Here is the recipe for the pie crust. You will need 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2/3 of a cup of spry shortening, and 6 to 8 tablespoons of water. Sift the flour and salt together, then cut in the spry. Cut in coarsely. If you like a flaky pie crust, cut in spry finely if you like a melty crust. And add only enough water to hold the mixture together. Make 2 balls of dough and spread a little on the bottom. Make 2 balls of dough. Roll 1/3 inch thick on a lightly floured board. Put this in your plate. Before I add my filling, I take a little spry and add a little on the bottom. This helps you when you add your filling so it doesn't seep through. I used peaches today. Roll out on the other ball. Roll out the other ball and cover filling, or you can lattice the top. Bake at 350. Yummy! I want to say a big hello to some new neighbors, Miss and Mrs. Manning, and their 3 boys. They are hailing from Wisconsin. Welcome to our neighborhood. We'll be sending the welcome wagon to your home. If you get a chance, stop by and say hello. Hello, come in, welcome. I'd like to introduce you my neighbor and good friend, Miss Riley. She is our town's librarian.
Oh, it'll be fun to have a husband. Do you know how old he is?
No, but I think he's middle-aged. I bet he's 19.
Gee, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'll be Mrs. Albert Potter.
Snooks, will you name your first baby after me?
Sure, I'll order one from the hospital right away and name it Isabel.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mrs. Potter. Is he rich, Snooks?
Oh my, yes. His letter said we could live in his mansion.
A mansion?
I think...
Why, thank you, Aunt Sarah. Hello. I have 2 great books today. The Yearling by Marjorie Rawlings and Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. The Yearling is a wonderful story about a boy coming of age. It is very moving. Rebecca is a tale of a romantic lass who finds herself playing second fiddle to her husband's late wife in Manderley. It still has the power to raise goosebumps. I found that both of these books are fast and easy to read. Come down to the library and check them out.
Why, thank you, Miss Riley. I will be sure to get down there as soon as possible. I have been receiving so many helpful hints here at the station. A big thank you to all you ladies who have sent them in. Here is a great hint from Miss Peterson over on Lake Street. She writes to keep the ice chest free from odors. Keep a piece of charcoal in one corner of the chest. Our next helpful hint is brought to you by you, Miss Smith. She says that when making fudge, add cornstarch to make it smoother and creamier. Thank you for your hint. I received some feedback on a hint that Miss Dearborn, that playing relaxing music was very helpful while cleaning your house. Uncle Ralph and I went to the Yankee Flyer last night and had the best pot roast with mashed potatoes and gravy and the best biscuits made with spry shortening. What a great meal. Go on down and say hello. The gang is always there. Well, our time has ended. Keep those letters and cards coming in. Remember to use spry shortening for all your cooking needs. Good day.
About women.
What's this ladder? What's going on down there?
It's all right, Daddy. I'm down here with my boyfriend.
Albert?
No, Timmy.
Huh, Timmy. How do you like that?
I like it.
Well, Snooks got our man. Be sure to listen again for another great adventure. Tonight's show is brought to you by the FMS Players, starring Andrew Tall as Daddy, Claudia Barlow as Snooks, Kayla Lambert as Isabel and Timmy O'Brien, Lindsay Kachelka as Mommy, and guest stars Maria Krivak, Jaden Glickman, Sophia Menke, and Ariana Battistone.
If you love your dog, feed him the best food in town. Sturdy dog food. If dogs are truly man's best friend, then they deserve the best food money can buy. There's no better time than now. Sturdy dog food.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.